So the day has finally arrived. Behind the door is the fish garage. It has been a long, expensive, laborious process, but I'm excited to say that all the deliveries for the things that are going to be going in there are here today. I have kept obviously some of them stored so that I could do it all in one video because I'd forget where I am. We have got racking, we have got fish tanks, we have got plants, we have got botanicals, we have got rocks, we have got wood, we have got a pond. We have got everything. Treatments, foods, everything that I needed to buy, to order, to do, to get is here. So over the last few months, we have been flat out working on the garage. Now, I think most of you will understand when I say that if you have a drawer at home, and that drawer is full of things, spare keys, batteries, the drawer of things, you've all got one of those, I expect. Most people will have a drawer of things in their house. I had a garage. My garage was full of things like, oh yeah, keep that. Oh yeah, we'll just put that out in the garage, it's fine. Oh my word, clearing out the garage was the worst thing I have ever possibly done. But it got done. It got done, and then our fabulous builder, Pip, moved in. And there has been such a big change. We went from a freezing cold concrete floor, brick wall garage to having what is behind the door behind me, and I'm excited to show you all. So what did we get up to with the garage? Well, we cleared the garage first, which I am not showing you pictures of that because no one needs to see the monumental amount of rubbish that I moved out of the garage, so you're not seeing that. Tanking, was it tanking the walls? I did. There's a lot of builder talk and a lot of different people came and went, and I didn't really understand a lot of it. I think he waterproofed the walls. I think that's what that was. But then he put battening up and a false wall and put stuff on the walls to make sure that there was things to screw the insulation to. This is why I didn't do it, because I wouldn't have been able to do it. I would have got lost in it. But we had several days where we were just going through the motions of getting wood in. And I did help. I lifted some things and carried some things. That was about where my lifting stopped. Yeah, that was about it. That's all I done. I was making videos in here. So yeah, we got all of that done. Then the insulation needed to move in, and because we had delivery problems with the insulation and delays with the insulation, the only way to get the insulation in was for me, in the freezing cold, wet roof, very icy, very slippery, was to carry it across the roof. So yeah, that was fun, and that was freezing cold. That was probably the most dangerous and most energetic bit of the build that we done. But then we got the plasterboard up and it started actually looking like a room. We got it screeded. No, we didn't get it screeded. You screed a floor. Plastered. We got it plastered. That looked well fancy. We had electrics put in. If you're ever building a fish room, I was quite like, yeah, just 4 or 5 plug sockets. And luckily, Katie was the sensible one and went, are you sure 4 or 5 plug sockets is going to be enough? Yeah, 4 or 5 will be enough. Definitely wouldn't have been. So I've got like 10 or 12 plug sockets out there now. So I was going to film more of the process of building it, but I'll be honest, it was really boring. This is a fish keeping channel, and I think if I had filmed, 10, 20 minutes of battening going up and electrics going in, I think you'd have all clicked off. You might have all clicked off by now anyway, to be honest with you, but this is one of the biggest moments on this channel that you have all helped to get to. Like, this is a team effort that we have managed to do this. So yeah, I didn't film everything, but you get the idea of the work and the trials and the tribulations and the money and the effort that has gone into this. And I want you all to be part of it. I want you to select, like, let's have a look at what tanks we're going to set up. Let's have a look at what you guys and girls want to see, where you want the channel to go in, 2025 now? Let's do it. Let's get in. Without further ado, let me move the camera and show you what's going on. So here we are. The fish room fish garage, whatever you want to call it, is finally sort of operational. You can see that we've got one fish tank set up in here, and this is just a quarantine tank for some fish that, yeah, we'll go through that in a minute when I bring you in and show you around. Also, disregard the chair because that was thrown out here while I was painting and decorating. I'll be honest, for me to rest on and have a chill out, because this has been a labour of love and it has taken quite some time, but we are finally here. Right, so I was sat just down behind us here, so let's give you a bit of a tour. Let's shut this door. Also, I got to pick the soundproofing colours for this, so it was never a phase. Anyway, if you get it, you get it. That's our light units, so these are our light units. I'm going to talk about this area right at the end of this little clip, because that's something big. Dehumidifier, because, well, dehumidifier. Now, out this window is our pond. Now, excuse the mess that's out there because we emptied the garage to be able to sort out. So, yeah, currently my brand new hose reel is outside, and my barbecue and a load of stuff, and a couple of fish tanks I actually need to bring in. But that is my pond, and that is, you know, I'm going to be able to look out of this window straight onto the pond in the summer. It is going to be awesome. So there is still a lot of work to do in this room. Obviously, I've got some shelves up where I'm going to be keeping all my products, because I'm probably one of the most unorganised people, and having shelves like this where I can grab a test kit or I can grab, you know, plant food or anything like that is just going to make it easier for me, because I'll be honest, I am awful for moving things, crashing, breaking things, chucking things around. Yeah, I'm not very organised. But yeah, we've got these two cabinets. Everyone always asks me where they get these cabinets from, and these are honestly a local carpentry firm near me build them. And I'm lucky enough to know one of the guys there, and he, well, if he's ever got any damaged ones or anything like that, he offers them to me. So that's where they come from. Have a chat with your local carpenters. The one thing I love about them is they have these shelves that you pull out. Now, I have got 4 of these up in the fish room upstairs. These are 4 new ones that I've just got. I'm not going to open the cupboards because I know that I've hidden loads of rubbish in there. But yeah, they're great. These are going to be like my scaping tables, so I'll put a tank on top of it, probably mess around and scape it, and then move it over to a cabinet or some racking or something over there. Now, this box is actually quite cool. I've not shown this box off yet. I probably shouldn't. Check this out. So, back last year, Fish Shop Matt, the channel, was invited to take part in some YouTube, like, training, seminars, I don't know what you want to call it. It was wicked. And we've got a load more coming up this year in February where we're going to be doing more training. I haven't opened this yet, look. Literally, shall I do it? Shall I do it on video? Look at that. So I won a competition which was like, you know, you had to upload a video and put the video online, and I got this wicked sports jacket. Not sure when I'm going to wear it. Maybe I should just keep wearing it for all of my maintenance and cleaning sessions. And as it gets dirtier, I'll just leave it. And, you know, it gets rips on it, it gets plant food on it, just gets destroyed over time. I don't know. Or maybe I'll hang it up somewhere. Obviously, chair, that's going to be going. Now, the quarantine tank was set up purely to get these fish. Now, in here, we have got a group of Standacneri. Now, excuse the mess behind it because I've not put a background on this tank yet. Yeah, group of Standacneri earth eaters, which are the red hump earth eaters. Now, the cool thing is with them is we actually got one of these. I think we got 4 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Now, we've got 4 in here. I've actually got 1 in another tank, in my plastic plant tank, actually, because when she arrived, she had babies. And they're a mouth brooder, so she was protecting them in her mouth, and I'm hoping to be able to raise them so that we might have quite a few more Standacneri coming very, very soon. The other ones we've got in here, we've got some Suriname earth eaters that aren't showing their colours yet. That's that little chap there and these couple of chaps here, and they are going to look great. We've got a group of Rio Atea angels, which are, they're just, again, they're sort of not blue, but spotty and a bit weird when they grow up, so they're like a wild angel. And then down in that corner, a group of keyhole cichlids. So this is going to be, essentially, they're staying in here for probably the next few weeks, making sure they're settled. And then what's going over there, they'll go into there at some point. Drawers of mess, that's just where I store all my rubbish, to be honest with you. 2 more of those cabinets. racking. So we have got some monstrous racking that says online it's strong enough to do what I want it to do, but we will see. That's going to fill... Oh, hang on. Let me move back so I can show you. Where that beam is there, to this beam here, that racking essentially fills that area. So we've got loads of space for like test tanks and different scapes and just loads of stuff going on, really. And then round the corner, in my little cubby hole, is my desk. So this is like my little dark corner where I go to and edit and film and do all of my bits and pieces on my computer. So yeah, that's it. Now this was going to be bigger. This was going to be bigger, but, well, let me talk you through that. So the plan for this room was going to be that it was going to be a lot bigger. So this is probably half of my garage. People, when I say I've got a 3-car garage, people are like, oh, you live in a big house. I don't live in a big house. The woman who owned this house before us built a long garage. Very, very strange. She took out probably half the garden. Yeah, probably half the garden to build more garage. So I don't know why, but anyway, we don't live in a huge mansion house. It's just that I've got a weird, very long 3-car garage. Now, behind this wall is my Mark I Golf. Some of you may have seen it in other videos and bits and pieces. That was going to be in the fish garage. That was the original plan, was the car was going to be parked in the fish garage. It was going to be like a super duper cool hangout place with, I don't know, a car in the background. I don't really know, to be honest. I don't really know what was in my head. The problem is, when we had the builder come in, that didn't really work. The front of the garage it's an old house. The front of the garage just couldn't insulate it. It was a nightmare. So we went halfway. So the Golf is just behind this wall, unfortunately. But you never know what the future holds. We may do something else with that front part of the garage. Doesn't mean I have to move the Golf, but there's plans in place. Let's crack on and get this built quickly. What will be an hour for me will probably only be a few seconds for you. So hang around and then we can get the exciting stuff done. So the bottom shelf is on, and it is strong. Like, I might need to reinforce the bottom of the MDF, but with all the supports you've got through this, it's solid. The only thing I've got to work out now is where the next 2 shelves go in. I think I definitely want one right at the top for my plants. It's just where the other 2 go. Do you reckon that's enough room?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Is that enough room?
We're using the wrong end of the hammer because Daddy doesn't have a rubber hammer. He only has this metal one, and if we hit it with the metal bit, it's going to break it. So go around the other side. Oh no, go around the other side. That's it. And then...
No,
That's... I know. Show the camera your car. Look at that. It's Guido from Cars, isn't it? Look, there we go. It's Guido. Is it Guido?
Yeah.
Is that his name? All right. Are you showing the camera? The racking is up. And this stuff is way sturdier than anything I have bought before. These are like way thicker, the boards are way thicker. The only thing is this is like an MDF. So I think I'm going to have to like paint this or cover it, or I might go and get some like wooden effect floor tiles to put on them, because that would work and that would sort of waterproof it enough. But I do need to do something. Everyone always says, oh, attach it to the wall. I will attach it to the wall. Don't panic. We will get it secured. I don't think it would tip over very easily because it is really heavy, but just to be safe, always safe, always safe. If anyone wants to know, it is Storalex, supplied by Tufferman. Not sponsored or anything, but everyone always asks me in the comments, where did you get that from? So, yep, that is that. I need to get all the tanks in, plants in, everything like that. So, yeah, are you going to help me, Quinn, with the plants?
Yes.
Perfect. Right, let's go get the plants. Mini dog. You're right. Roma dog. So the plants that me and Quinn have just put in here are essentially all the plants that don't like being like damp. So the ones that are in the boxes, things like Anubiases and Java ferns, and they're all ones that can cope with just being in a humid environment. Whereas all of these, the stem plants, not sure about the crinum might have been alright, but the majority of these really do better if you've got them underwater when you're storing them for a length of time. Obviously I've gone a bit mental and ordered quite a few, but that's because we've got some awesome projects coming up over the next few weeks and months that I want these ready for. So, Quinn, is it time for dinner, did you say?
Yes.
Yes, come here, because you'll go to bed after this, so come here. Say bye to everyone.
Bye.
What cards have you got now?
Lizzie.
Lizzie and who?
And Guido.
And Guido. Cool. Excellent. So should we go have dinner then?
No.
No? Alright, we're not going to go and have dinner then. We are going to go and have dinner, and then once he's in bed, I'll get some more done. So we have finished dinner. We can now finish off what we are doing. Now, these in vitro cups won't want to go on that top shelf because they are going to need some light. And I do need to get them out of the cups very soon because, well, I just don't want them in there for very long. I want to get them growing. A random sponge. So, like I say, the plan is for these to go up here. I do need to separate these out a little bit because there is like a load of plants in that one and hardly any plants in that one. But the plan is, I'm hoping that 2 of those slimline LEDs from Interpet will actually sit on top of these boxes and I can run them on a really low light just to give those plants up there a bit of light and keep them wet, because if you just spray them, Anubias and Java fern and things like that will grow no problems up there. Irritatingly, the next job is to get the tanks in, and it's now late and it's dark outside and they're in the garage and it's cold. And I want to get this done tonight, so looks like we're going to do it in the dark, which could be interesting. So these are the aquariums we are going to be using for sort of general all-round builds. So we're going to do a few low-tech builds in them. We are going to be doing some breeding projects. What else are we going to be doing? Some test runs, as I've already spoken about. They're just a really nice, simple starter aquarium. LED lights in the top, come with a little CF filter, which you'll have seen me use on my channel before, but they are just nice little internal waterfall filters, like so. And that's it. They are really nice and simple aquariums. Now I've got an 18, hang on, put that over there. So we have got an 18 litre, we've got a 36 litre and a 56 litre. So a good range of sizes, but I'm not sure which, what, where, and who pretty much at the moment. I think I can fit 3 56s on one shelf just about, or it might be the case that we do like 2 56s and a 36 in the middle. These 18s, hang on, this is probably not the safest thing to be doing. These 18s actually fit front to back on this shelving unit. So I'm really tempted to turn the 18s into some shrimp breeding sort of projects and scape them so that they're long ways rather than long ways. Side on is probably the easiest way to say it. But I'm going to get the others out. I'm just going to arrange them randomly on this shelf because I've got no other aquariums to go on this shelf yet that I know of. Probably do somewhere. But like I say, the majority of this shelf is just for, well, pure educational, interesting, scaping, shell dwellers, all sorts of other stuff. So we have managed to fit every single aquarium on here, barring one 36 litre, I believe. Yeah, that is all of them. So that was really good going. Now, I don't know if all of these are going to stay down here because there is a part of me wants to move some of these upstairs to what I think might be the breeding room, or was going to be the breeding room, but now I think it's just going to be a bit of mixed and muddled, and what I see fit goes wherever it needs to go. But I might move some of the more open top tanks down onto this racking, move some of the lidded tanks upstairs. We'll just play musical chairs with fish tanks as and when we need to. But I have plugged all of these in, so we should be able to. I feel like I need a big red button to press. Like this is, it probably won't be that impressive really because there's nothing in these tanks. Perfect. Like I say, these aquapods from Interpet are great little tanks. They've just got really simple LEDs, really simple filtration. Perfect. So, right. On to the next thing, which is the big project behind the camera. So that is over here. Now, where is my... there it is. Remote. Turn that off. Right, so in this corner is 2 light units currently. But that is not going to be the case for long. This is a Blagdon Grand Affinity Pond. So this one's like a, what is it? Like an octagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's like an octagon cut in half. So it's got like a flat back to it. Now it has got 3 viewing windows in the front. And essentially, I'm hoping, I've not really measured that well to be honest, but I'm hoping to build it across this corner. I'm going to get a big external filter, which is actually, hang on, here. So this is a pond machine, which is what I ran on some of the ponds I built last year. I'm going to run that in behind with a pump in the pond. So it's going to have loads of filtration, loads of flow. I'm going to be able to feed quite heavily in there. And then all the cichlids that are in that quarantine tank over there are going to go in the pond. Maybe with a few extras. And we're going to use it as like a big grow out pond. So we're going to grow them up. I'm going to say it now, I've got plans for a big tank to go in the house. Big tank, hopefully. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Lots of projects, lots of plans, need the time and effort to execute them, but it will be okay. So yeah, this is going to be a grow-on pond. It's going to be like a big cichlid pond. We're going to have plants growing out the top. I've got some massive bits of bogwood. I think it's just going to be really, really cool. The other thing I've got is some of these light units. So these are the light units I use upstairs. These are the Aquasmarts from Interpet. And what I'm planning to do is actually mount them into the rails around the front of the pond, essentially, and then have the pond lit up with those. I was tempted to run them on the ceiling, but I don't know how that would work. But once I start building the pond and I've got it in this corner, I can start playing with what I think and how I think it's going to work. Yeah, I think it's going to be a wicked project. I'm looking forward to having all those tropical plants growing out the top of it. I think it's just going to be cool. Let me know if there's any other fish you want to see grow on in the cichlid pond. Obviously, I have got earth eaters and keyhole cichlids and angels, but obviously I have got space to move them into other tanks in the house as and when things change. So it doesn't necessarily have to be them. I don't want anything big and mean. I don't want a peacock bass. I don't want an arowana, before any of you comment it. I know one of you will. But yeah, I want something cool in there, and that's why I thought the earth eaters would be wicked. Sand substrate, big bits of wood. Anyway, that is the plan for this corner. That is not getting touched at all tonight, because that is a separate video. I am not building a pond. It is late. I don't even know where my phone is. It is late. We're going to crack on with the next job. Ooh, this one's exciting. So next up, it's a little exclusive first viewing of something that I absolutely love and really enjoyed working with last time. Now I know some of these are mine and some of these are for Tropiquaria Zoo, because Dave from Haba Products, who, if you're long-term viewers, not even that long-term actually, will remember I set up the planted towers, crikey, I don't know, like quite a while ago now. And yeah, you put soil in the middle of them, gravel them around the outside, so on, and you build a tower of plants. So easy for beginners and newcomers coming into the hobby, wanting to do a planted tank, don't want to spend, I don't know, 150 quid on wood and rock and then work out how to position it all and make it look fancy. These just mean that you can plonk it in, plant it all up, ta-da! Looks good. There we go. One for the zoo. So Dave has sent me some of the 3D printed versions for Tropiquaria Zoo to use in their Goodyear breeding facility thing, so that they're really easy to take in and out. And I'm going to take some of my old 3D printed ones down to the zoo, because I have, and I can't show too much of it yet, but I have the new actual Haba Products. How cool is that? Now, anyone who's signed up to the emails for Haba Products will be getting notifications of this coming up soon, but they are hitting the market at some point. Don't want to say any more than that. I'm going to be doing, obviously, a video on it because I've got them all here and I'm super excited to see the finished product. I'm not giving you a look at it yet in this video. You can see the box. That's it. That is the box for it. And I don't even think this is the finished product. I think this is still a prototype of the final finished product that is coming soon. So I am super excited to get these out and about. Don't know where I'm going to store them yet. Probably over in the corner over there. But yeah. Do you wanna quit? No, you're not allowed. Now, I am trying to empty my house of fish keeping gear as well. So I have got all of the new medias that you'll have seen in one of my recent videos from Oase. So we've got the peat, the bio rings, we've got other ones as well. We've got bio cliff, which is another new media from them. So yeah, I have got all of that to use in these tanks and other tanks as well, to make sure that they've got essentially enough biological media. And the peat's going to be great if we're doing any breeding projects with like really soft water South American or Asian fish. Well, there's actually African fish that are soft water as well, but anyway, by the by, if we're doing any videos with soft water fish, that peat will come in handy. The botanicals that I've got also, which I will be unboxing in this video at some point soon, won't be long, they'll be good for that as well. These are the bio pals. These are like little balls of biomedia. They are really good because they're so small. You get different sort of flow rates and things through them. Well, not flow rates, but different water flow through them. So they've been really good in the tank that I've used them in. That's another box of peat. Right, you stay up there, Pete. I'll be back in a minute. So I think I'm going to call that a night, to be honest, because it is mega late. I've got a lot done though today, and to be honest, behind the scenes of what goes on with editing and filming and all of that stuff, I broke my camera recently. If you've watched my last video where I was at my friend's pond shop, DU Waterscapes pond shop at Aqua Eden, if you watched that video, within the first 5 minutes I break my camera and my microphone. I think that's when it happened, because anyway, you'll see. Go watch it. I drop a camera. It's not good. But I think I broke my camera on that point. And so I bought a new camera, which is what I'm filming on now, which is amazing. Except for the microphone port is broken already. Just came to me broken. So that was great. And then my DJI mics that are on top of it, which I've had for a little while now, turns out they're broken as well. Just never realised, because I didn't used to film with two people very often. And now that I've been filming more and I've been trying different cameras and different things, they're broken as well. So both of them have got to go back to be fixed. And that means I'm without camera and mic for several days and filming this. And that's why I'm filming late, because it's got to go back for repair and to be replaced. And anyway, you don't need to hear about all of that. But there's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes than maybe people let on to. Maybe I should do a lot more of that, tell you exactly what's going on in the videos. But the one thing I've remembered is out there in the darkness in my garden is an aquarium that I rescued from going in a skip. And it is the weirdest aquarium I have possibly ever laid eyes on. Certainly one of the oddest that I've had in my possession. No, certainly the oddest I've had in my possession. It's like wibbly wobbly. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I've got to go and get that one tomorrow. Bring that in. We've got a big box of botanicals. I'm going to place some of them in the aquarium. We've got half a ton of hardscape, rocks, wood and sand. Probably won't bring that all in, but I'll show you through roughly what that's in another video, actually, going and shopping all of that. I show you a big wholesaler in a warehouse, and that might be out before or after this, who knows, but I've got to bring that in as well and show you some of that and where that's going. So lots to do tomorrow, and I've got to do it quickly because this camera and the microphone needs to go back. I will get timers for all of these. So we are back for day 2 of the garage build. I say day 2, but it's been like, what, 5 weeks or something. So it's not day 2, but it's day 2 of filming, getting everything moved in, and we've got some wicked stuff to move in. I am excited for that weird looking tank because I think that's going to be a cool project. But last night I actually found a random fish hook that me and Katie bought on holiday in probably Italy many, many years ago. And do you know what? I've got the new YouTube varsity jacket, and I think that needs to go up there. So next I want to unpack and look at the order we got from liveaquaticfoodonline.co.uk. So I've got their website up because, in all honesty, I cannot remember for the life of me what I've got in this box. Oh, I nearly dropped everything. Let's have a look. So there we go. So if anyone's wondering where all this stuff come from, there you go. Thank you for your order. Live Aquatic Food Online. So yeah, if you want to check out all of this stuff, that's where you can see it. That's paper. Right, let's check this out. So if I remember rightly, these are Buddha nuts. I vaguely remember this one, which is a Southeast Asian botanical. So really cool little seed pod. I think this will be good for like croaking gouramis and all those Asian species that like that sort of thing. I think I did have a couple of these, but so many of them look similar. Like, I would say that they are pretty much the same thing. Yeah, I think so. People might correct me in the comments, but pretty sure they're Buddha nuts. Now, I remember these next ones, these two here, because they are the biggest and the hardest. Like, it's almost like a rock, to be honest. And I won't be able to say it. I think it's Sapucacia. Hang on, let me get it on my phone. There you go. Sapucacia, maybe. But that's a tree, or I think they call it monkey nut. And it's from Brazil. So this is a really cool Amazonian one. Like, we've got, I think they're both the same thing, just one smaller than the other. Very similar species, or species? Seed pods. Very similar seed pods anyway. And then another favourite of mine are these, which are the cocoa boats. I just, like, you imagine a couple of them in an aquarium, like some sort of Corydoras or some bits and pieces swimming around. Yeah, I think they're just going to look wicked. And obviously, as much as it says these are from South America and these are from Asia and so on, you don't necessarily need to keep them for those species. If it's just the look you're going for, and you know, you like the look of the cocoa boats or you like the look of the pods that I've already got out, but your fish aren't necessarily from that area. It really doesn't matter. If it's more of a visual thing, then go for it. If you're going for a biotope aquarium, then yeah, research and think of what you're getting, but just have fun with it. As always, as what I say, have fun with it. Now, I'm obviously not going to go through everything in this box, but I'm just going to show you a few of my favourites because I will be using these in tanks as we go. But these are the palm rings. I just think, again, they're so cool looking, so weird looking. But they're from Asia again, so gouramis, maybe, I don't know, coolie loaches. Have a look what's from their area, and then you can build a proper, like, flooded forest-style aquarium with them. So then you've also got some of the palm products. So these are from like palm trees. So I think they call that like a palm club, I think I want to call it. Just checking, yeah, palm club. You've got the palm brushes, which are like the sort of, I guess they're the flowers or the seed pods. No, that'd be the flower, I think. Anyway, someone will surely correct me in the comments. But yeah, again, I just think if you want a really botanical flavoured aquarium, then I just think all of this sort of stuff really adds to it. That's more palm leaves by the looks of things. They look like those cocoa boats, but smaller. And these leaves I've already actually researched and used. These are, I think they call them Monet leaves. And they're from like a little flowering shrub, which is really cool. We've got some jack leaves and some large, oh, they're all large jack leaves. So yeah, loads of large jack leaves. I can also see some big palm leaves in the bottom underneath this lid. So I really want to get to them. Now, I believe that these, I think, are steppe fruit seed pods. And they're African, I think. Again, might be getting this wrong, but how great would they look in a sort of African-themed blackwater aquarium? I'm not too sure if I've got any seed pods from Africa. I'll have to research it and find out. Now, I just had to look these ones up because I don't know if you can see on camera, but they are like velvety. And as the name suggests, they are a velvet bean. Why is that not focusing? There you go. Velvet bean. And they're from Africa and Asia, so that could be quite a cool thing for the African tank. I really want a nice pair of crebensis. And yeah, a botanical crebensis tank could be cool. Now, I have had a rummage in this box before, so don't think this is how the order came packed. I just got a bit excited before I made the video. Now, this seed pod is probably one of the coolest ones that I've got in here. It doesn't look like much, but this is a cocoa pod. A cacao pod, I think they call it. Cocoa pod. Anyway, it is literally what raw chocolate comes from. Comes from Colombia and I think a couple other places. But yeah, so if you've got a pistos or anything like that, that's my thought with that one, is an apistogramma tank. And I've got some other ones with bigger openings as well, which will look wicked all together in a South American tank. So I just had to look up this one because it's got a really like hard centre to it. And these are African as well. These are West African, and there is no way, or Central and West African, there's no way I'm pronouncing that. Canoinhas. Yeah, that. But they are another African one that could be good for the crebensis tank. I just need to find a really nice pair of crebensis. And now we are to what's under here. And these are the big palm leaves. Wow. They look amazing. So I did just have a look, and these are called Areca palm leaves. A-R-E-C-A. And yeah, I think it said they were originally from Madagascar, but you imagine one of them in the tank, it would give you that real like flooded forest, jungly vibe. Shout out to Live Aquatic Food Online. Obviously, that is their website there. So if you want to go and see them, you can go and have a look at all of their products. I covered over the website address then. But yeah, if you want to go check out any of their products, obviously you can go over to their website. And yeah, this is going to be a great starting to all the nature style aquariums that we're going to set up in here. Now, I haven't actually organised anywhere to keep my food yet. Now, as you can see, I've got my liquids up on the shelves behind me. And I just bought, these acrylic shelves. Ah, that's not going to be a satisfying peel. Oh no, there we go. Get off. Sorry, I'll be with you in a minute. There we go. Yeah, how cool are they? So I think I'm going to do another one. Maybe there. Where's the plug socket? Down there. So another one there. I reckon I can get 3 along this wall, and then that'll hold my food, dechlorinator, Optimus and Satis from NT Labs, yeah, everything like that, so that I've got food, because I want everything easily accessible. At the moment, because I've got tanks in the front room, tanks upstairs, I'm still going to have them, the food ends up getting left in different locations around the house, and then I'm like, oh, where's my cichlid food, or where's my probiotic? And it's like upstairs, or not in the place I want it. So if I've got a shelf for everything to go on, hopefully I'll be more organised. There we go, we had to add a bit of artwork to the walls as well. So we've got Laura, who gave me this amazing drawing of our axolotls. And the cool thing is, she's even got Toothless's crooked leg, because she lost it at a young age, and that's how it grew back. And then the other one we've got is this really cool Betta, and she's a local artist. She lives in the same town as me, called Alexandra Lavazari, I want to say. But yeah, drew an amazing Betta fish. So yeah, I need some more stuff, I think. I need, like, you know, a couple more maybe to put up. I don't know. Who knows? At least I got my food, and I got my treatments, and I got my Optimus and Satis. I was a bit worried about the shelves being strong enough, but they seem to be okay. So, what's next? We're nearly getting there. We are nearly finished. This has been oh my word, I'm wrecking everything. This has been a long process of trying to get everything in the garage, but we are nearly there. Things are up, things are there, things are here, but we're going to go get this weird looking tank. And I've brought it in, it's just here, so I'm not going to do that whole influencer thing of walking off. Let me grab it and I'll show you what I mean. Now, it is a bit dirty because it has been outside being tested to see, or to make sure that it didn't leak. Oh my word, it's heavy. Oh, it's taller than I remember, or thought it was going to be. I thought that shelf was going to be above it. But yeah, that is the tank. Now, you can't really see what's weird about it that easily, but if I turn it like this and show you the side profile of it, what on earth is that? Well, I know what it is. It's an old Interpet aquarium that they released a long time ago. And yeah, it was going to be thrown in the skip. And I was told it held water, which we've tested outside, and it does hold water. And I couldn't let it go in the skip. Like, what? How cool a tank... Well, it's not cool, but how different a tank is that is probably the thing to say. I don't really know what to do with it. You know, rocky canyon, big roots, I don't know, something along those lines. Let me know, you know, let me know. To be fair... Maybe just like a couple of these palm leaves. Have like a proper dark water jungle vibes going on. I need lights for it, I need filters for it and all of that good stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to do something with that. It's going to be different, but I'm just not sure what yet. So this is just some of the bits that I got from mine and Alex B Aquatics trip to J&K Aquatics the other week. Now J&K are a wholesaler, one of the biggest in the UK. They do fish, they do everything, rocks, filters, pumps, liquids, foods, you name it, they do it. Now, we were invited up there because Alex B is now the Practical Fish Keeping editor, and I do what I do. So we were invited up to have a look around and see, and I bought, while I was there, a lot of hardscape. A lot of hardscape. And sand and rock and wood and yeah, anyway, we bought a lot of it. And essentially I'm going to use that to scape a lot of these tanks. There is a separate video on our trip to J&K, so if you're interested in seeing all the wood and the rock and the behind the scenes of everything, like hardscape wise that they do there, go and check out that video because there's a full video on it. But I'm going to get some of this in these tanks. I'm going to dry scape these tanks quickly, which is what we used to do in the shop. And I've had a thought actually. Let me know if you'd like to see it. I'm tempted, before I make all these tanks wet and fill them up with water, I'm tempted to dry scape each one and do like 10 aquascapes, but dry, in a video. You know, one with rocks, one with, well, actually, this. These are escargot shells that I just got. I want to do a shell dweller tank soon. Haven't done one in ages, never done one at home, I don't think. And yeah, I thought they'd be cool, so I bought them off of some French food company online. I can't remember who it was, but anyway, Google escargot shells, you'll find them. But yeah, I think I might do like 10 aquariums, all dry scaped, all like set up, but in 10 different designs. I'm going to do a couple now, just to see what it looks like and see if it works. Now, one thing I did pick up while I was there is this stuff. This is talawa. Talawa. I used to call it talawa. They called it talawa. Talawa. Anyway, they called it something different to what I called it. It's spelt the same, but said differently. Now, this was my thought. I'm not going to get this in, am I? Was like this tank. I'm going to put a hole in my new ceiling. Oh. I don't know what fish I would keep in it, though. I know that you can't see it that well because it is a bit green and a bit grim, but like one piece of root like that in that tank would just work an absolute treat. Some botanicals, maybe like a palm leaf, and then, I don't know, the fish needs to be something that swims vertically. Like, you almost want like a miniature angelfish. Not that that exists, but you want that deep fish, but not much swimming motion. I don't know. Shrimps, maybe. Shrimps would be cool. But that's my thought for that tank. I will get these onto a timer. There we go. So, I don't really know. Like, we've got lots of different hardscape. I've only bought one type of sand in. I have got 2 or 3 different types of sand. But, tell you what, let's chuck some rocks in this one. Now, there obviously is still backgrounds and stuff to go on these tanks, and these bigger tanks might be the ones that move upstairs because of the lack of gap at the top there. Let's get some sand in, and I'll show you what I mean by doing a load of dry scape tanks. So we used to do this all the time in the shop, where we would just essentially make aquascapes out of the dry aquariums, because, well, it just gave you ideas of what you could do at home. And I think that would be quite a cool, not necessarily series, but quite a cool little sort of set of videos on the channel of just dry scaping all of these dry aquariums and doing different scapes in each one. That should be enough sand. I don't want to go too far. Now this will show me how easy these tanks are going to be to scape. Actually, that wasn't too bad at all getting that in there. Now obviously that took me all of like 2 minutes to do. I would spend a lot longer on an aquascape normally, but with some plants and some bits and pieces dotted around. Actually, let me go and look if I've got my plastic plants. So greenery always makes a tank look a little bit better. Now obviously these are fake, but you could replicate this with normal plants quite happily. And you'll get to see that actually, once you've got a few like Anubias or, I don't know, little Java ferns or nice little simple plants in there, actually makes the scape look completely different. And there we go. So this series that I could do, I could talk about like, you know, what other things we could put in there, what other plants you could put, what live plants you could put in there. Yeah, I think it'd be a cool little series. Tell you what, while we're doing this, let's do another one. So I really want to do this one. Let me slide this sleeve off. Oh no, the cable's at this end. Now one scape I want to do is I want to do some old school African cichlid tanks. And everyone used to use ocean rock, so I haven't got any gravel that I want out here though. Let me go get my gravel for it, and then I'll show you what I mean. So when I talk about old school African cichlid aquariums, oh my word, that's dusty. What am I saying? Yeah, everyone used to use ocean rock. Now ocean rock is obviously, well, ocean rock. The stuff that comes from J&K is called whole stone, and it used to be used in all the Rift Valley cichlid tanks to buffer the water. Now it doesn't look overly natural, I would say, because, well, you wouldn't really get this in a freshwater habitat. But it does look really cool and provides baby fish with a lot of room to hide. Oh, look at that. And to be honest, because of the way that it's sort of angled and it's got loads of like shape to it, it's very easy to lock it in and build your hardscape up. Now a tank of this size would actually be a really good starting place for some of your Tanganyikan shell dwellers, some of your smaller African cichlids. Now you do have to remember that they do grow and they do breed, so you might need to upgrade them from this tank, but it'd be a great little starter tank if you're not used to keeping any type of cichlid. That rock moved. That's better. Always do the tap test to make sure your rocks are secure, because otherwise, well, it could just end in tears. But yeah, once you throw a few shells in here for the shell dwellers to live in, away you go. Maybe a couple of easy plants like Anubias or Java fern, something that's hardy. Maybe Vallis. Vallis would be a nice one, growing up and sort of growing across the back of the tank. You're done. You don't even have to have plants in here, to be fair. It just makes, obviously, a little bit the maintenance easier, because they wouldn't need as many water changes, or you wouldn't need to worry too much about nutrients, because the plants would be using up a little bit and give you a bit of a helping hand. But yeah, there you go, done. Should we put some plants in there? Where's my plants gone? I think I've only got one type of plastic plant left, which is this funny looking grassy one. Well, I have got some white variegated ones, but they look a bit weird. But again, once you add a little bit of greenery to it and drop it down the back, it will blend in quite nicely. And you have a wicked little African cichlid tank. Now the key with shell dwellers, not going too much into them in this video, but is to break up line of sight. So these plants actually positioned in between the shelves would actually break up the line of sight and give them a little bit of peace and quiet away from each other. There you go. Another simple aquascape. Looks decent, looks cool, and it would be perfect for shell dwellers. Now I do want to try one more tank, because I've got an idea. I just want to see how it pans out. Now my thoughts for this tank is quite a black water inspired aquarium, maybe for some apistos or something along those lines. Yeah, that would be my thoughts for this. Now, again, we could elaborate on this series and do more. Maybe even I could talk to J&K and go up to their office. They've got enough tanks and hardscape. Oh yeah, like that. So something like that to give us our structure. And then what I was thinking is... Oh, sorry. What I was thinking is... a seed pod nestled in there. Like so. And then I haven't got a smaller bit of wood. Oh, I don't know, this might be a bit big. Hang on, let's get the other seed pod in. A few savu pods, just to add a little bit of different texture. And then this bad boy. Oh, maybe we don't need the other bit of wood actually. Or maybe even just a tiny bit of wood. That would go around the bottom of that one. I used all those small bits of wood in that first tank. No, this would be too big. I think, if I'm honest... Oh, I don't know. If I could get that to wrap around there... without being too in the way, we could angle them the other way, look. I don't know if I like that both going the same way, but it does look a bit funky. And then instead of any stones in this one, we could use a load of these leaves. Like, there's loads of different types of leaf you can get. But just do a scattering of the leaves around the aquarium to provide spaces to hide for all those little fish. So that gives you the idea of the sort of things that you can achieve. And like I say, I could do this with 20 aquariums if you wanted to. But while all of these are dry and I've got no plans to set them up, as in wet run right away because I've got other stuff going on, I could go through and set up each one in a different style. You know, we've got an African cichlid hard water, we've got like maybe a community sort of style tank. I would put some taller plants in the back, things like Hygrophilia or Limnophila. Those two would be good. Amazon swords would work well in there actually. But yeah, they would go in this back corner here and fill up the back area. The bits of wood just provide sort of a bit of different texture. And then over to this one that you've got like a Amazonian or Southeast Asian blackwater swamp, because once you fill that up with water, all of that stuff's going to release tannins and you're going to end up with a really cool blackwater scape. That would look really good actually with a shoal of green neons in it and no cichlids at all. Again, we could do this with every tank. So let me know if that's something that you'd all be interested in watching and looking at. Maybe we could do like top 10. You could give me 10 fish to scape for and I scape a tank for each one. Some of the tanks might not be size appropriate because obviously we've got some 18 litres here that I plan to do shrimp with. But yeah, we could still scape them and make them look exciting and interesting for certain species of fish. So there we go. Let me know what you think. That's been an intense couple of days getting this sorted. And I'll be honest, let me show you. Because I just set up those 3 tanks dry, I just trashed it. And I've got another couple 100 kilos of stuff, hardscape, rock, sand and things to bring in. Quite like having this chair here, but it takes up valuable aquarium space. So yeah, anyway, I'm getting distracted. I'm shattered. This has been hard work. But let me know what you all want to see happening in the fish room. Whether you want to see me do a load of dry scapes, whether you just want me to crack on and get on with some wet run stuff and get some cool fish in here. Obviously, we're going to be doing the pond very soon because those fish are going in the pond. So that is going to be coming up relatively shortly anyway. And I have still got projects going on up in the fish room upstairs. Because, yeah, I've got some fish in quarantine for that as well, haven't I? Yeah. So there's lots to be going on, lots to be doing, lots of exciting stuff coming up. But I really want all of you to be part of this channel and what we're doing with it and the education side of things, because you guys and girls got me here. You know, you watching my channel gave me the opportunity to do this type of content. So I want to make sure that you are all part of this. This is our fish room. No, fish garage. This is our fish garage. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I've got to get on and clean up all that rock and wood and actually find places to put it because, yeah, when I bought it all, I didn't really think about where it was going to go. So yeah, that could be tricky. But anyway, I will see you in the next one. Make sure you comment and let me know what you want to see because, as I said, this is your fish garage as much as it is my fish garage and we're going to make this cool.